I'm very good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, excellent. Good to see you. And
Nice to see you again. Thank you.
yes, I apologize. I did start a minute late. I was in another lesson, so I apologize for that.
Don't worry.
Thank you, thank you. Um, yeah. So today, this is. Have you been in one of my discussion starters classes before?
It isn't the first class with you, but discussion starters, I think, is the first.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I definitely remember you from some other lessons, but I was thinking maybe not the discussion starters. These are quickly becoming some of my favorite lessons to teach because I think they give students a lot of speaking practice about topics that are interesting.
Yes.
Yes, I hope you like
Uh,
it.
yes.
Yeah, good. All right. And Alexander, hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you. And where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
From Russia. And I think you are new to my classes. Is that correct?
I was in your class maybe one time.
One time, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, wonderful. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
And Amir, hello. All right. And Oleg, hello.
Hello,
How are you today?
fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. Where are you from?
I from nice from Kazakhstan.
From Kazakhstan. Wonderful.
Do you know this
Well,
country?
yes, it's, well, I don't know much about it. I could
Ah.
find it on a map. So I know my brother was stationed in Kyrgyzstan, so I know it's close by there. Is that correct?
Okay,
Cool. Um, Excellent. Well, nice to meet you, and I'm very glad you're here.
thank you. Me too.
All
Hello, Stephanie. Can you
right.
hear me?
Was that Amir?
Yes, it's me, Stephanie. How can you pronounce your name, please?
Yep, Stephanie.
Stephanie. So I'm right.
Yeah.
Nice to meet
Um,
you, Stephanie.
Nice to meet you as well. And where are you from?
I'm from Egypt. I am from the mother of the world.
From Egypt. Awesome. Wonderful. From
Yeah,
yeah, the cradle of history.
yeah.
Awesome. Wonderful. All right. Well, I do not think we'll have a full class today, so we may as well get started for everyone who's here. Um, this class is called Discussion Starters, and these come from a website that Verbling provides for its teachers called esllibrary.com. Um, and today's topic is food waste. So the lesson will start with some pre-reading warm-up questions to get everyone talking and thinking about the topic. Then we'll do some reading, and I will ask for volunteers to help with the reading. There are four paragraphs. So if I could have, oh, perfect. It looks like there are four of you in the chat. So if each of you will read a paragraph, I'd be very grateful. And then afterwards, we'll have some more discussion questions. And if there's time, there's some vocabulary work we can do as well. some other things.
I'd like to read the first paragraph.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. Yes, wonderful.
Okay.
We will start with Anna when we get there.
Okay. Over 1/3 of the food that is produced each year.
Sorry, wait. Sorry, Anna. My mistake. Let's, before we get to the reading, let's just quickly do the warm-up questions. And I want to share, screen share just, I also need to paste, let me paste the link in the chat for everyone else too. Hopefully you were able to access this lesson through the class description, but if not, there's the link in the chat, and I will screen share as well. So here we go. And just quickly to get us talking, we'll go over these 3 warm-up questions. So Anna, do you want to read our first warm-up question?
Yes. How much of the food that you buy do you think goes to waste?
All right. And anyone want to answer that?
I can answer. For example, when I buy I buy some food, I don't think I could go to waste, but unfortunately, sometimes when you are open a can of tuna or something like this, it have keep on the fridge with a rest of food, and you don't realize forgot finish it, and you have to throw away without want to throw away, but it's impossible to eat the rest of the food. It's true.
Yes. I think I know that's happened to me certainly, where I forget about the food and it spoils.
Yes.
Even though I meant to eat it. Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Anyone else? How much of the food that you buy goes to waste?
For me, I suppose it's maximum 5% maybe sometime.
Okay. So not very wasteful. That's good.
Yes. I'm very careful about it.
Excellent.
I
Good.
think that we waste a lot of food that we buy through the garbage or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes we buy too much. Me, I would say when I lived in the United States, I wasted a lot more food than I do now. In the United States, I had an apartment where I lived alone, and so I had a big refrigerator with lots of space, lots of cabinets. So I would kind of try to fill up the refrigerator, but for just one person, that's too much food. Now I'm living in the Czech Republic, and I have 3 roommates, and we all share a very small fridge. So I waste much less food because I can only buy the food that I'm going to eat for 3 days or so. And I'm happy about that. It feels better to eat everything that I buy.
So
yeah, Oleg, how about you?
frankly speaking, I think too about approximately 5%. When I go into a shop to buy something, I don't expect to waste this food or throw out, but just about 5% maybe this food will be waste.
Good, good. So that's good. So 5%, like just like Alexander, so not very wasteful. It's good. Good. Awesome. How about our second question? What can restaurants and grocery stores do to waste less food? I know I worked at a grocery store when I was in college, and there was a lot of waste. Yeah, so.
Yes.
And what did you do?
Well, I was a cashier, so my job was to ring up the groceries and take the money. But there were employees whose job it was to order food. So if they made a mistake and ordered too much food, and it would spoil before it was sold. So that's where a lot of waste came from. I think it's important to be careful ordering food when you're a restaurant or a grocery store. Anyone else?
Yes, yes. In my opinion, restaurants and grocery stores could give away a lot of food before this expire date, instead of throwing away is really important. Because supermarket normally go waste in the food when they expire. Don't give away certain people who need the food. I think in Spain, people who scavenge food from garbage could be fined because 2 years ago a family died, and according to newspaper said they had scavenged food from the garbage. I am not sure about that, but I think is true this history.
Yeah, that's a terrible consequence when there's so much food waste. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. If restaurants and grocery stores could be aware of when their food will expire and give it away to people just before. Yeah, that would be a great suggestion.
I
Yeah.
think that most restaurants keep food on refrigerators, and they can change it by adding something for it, or they can do another food by the rest of the food they have. Yeah, they call it liver, the food they leave if they have left food. Liver, leftover,
Can you type it in the
leftover,
chat?
leftover.
Your mic is a little difficult to understand. It's very quiet, at least for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
leftovers. Yeah.
leftover. Yeah, yes, leftover. Yes, I think that they have a lot of leftovers, so they can keep it in the fridge or something like that.
Yeah. So keeping leftovers in the fridge and reusing them later in other meals, or giving them away. Great. Yeah. Anyone else? Alexander or Oleg?
I will agree with Anne. If you in cases when it will be grocery stores, it will be better to use some discounts for stuff which has expiration date out, or how to say correct?
If it has expired.
Expired, yes. Or you can, for example, give this stuff for free, like a charity or something like this.
Oh yeah, yes. So giving food that is just expired or just about to expire.
Yes.
Yeah, giving those to charities or offering them at a discount.
In restaurants, for example, if you have some dishes which should be did just from one part of fish, and you have another part to like wasted, you should use another part for another dishes, so something like this, like sushi, for example.
Yeah, so maybe planning meals so that you're using all of an ingredient or
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Great ideas, I think, all of you.
Actually, I read about someone in King Saudi Arabia bought a fridge in the street, so can all people can put the leftover of their food on this fridge, and the poor people can take any food they want from this fridge.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a really cool idea. I really like that. That's a great idea. I think if we should do that more. Excellent. And let's see, last one quick. How does improper food storage lead to food waste?
Yes, I'd like to say to tell something.
Yes.
Pues, in my opinion, I think that the best way could be avoiding that production sets demand.
Okay, so paying careful attention to the demand and producing only what is needed. Yeah, I think that's a great solution. Definitely. Good. Anyone else? Food storage or anything? I know sometimes I have accidentally left left milk out overnight, and then that's wasted because it spoils. So just trying to be more careful is one thing I can do, at least. All right, really good. So unless there's any other comments, let's go to the reading. I'll zoom in a little bit. And Anna, will you go ahead and read our first paragraph?
Yes. Over 1/3 of the food that is produced each year goes to waste. Food waste occurs in developed countries where people store and often consume up to 2 times more food than is required. It also occurs in developing nations where improper farming techniques and food storage cause food to spoil.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So before we talk, are there any questions on vocabulary or language in this paragraph?
Yes, exactly. Well, what improper farming techniques here mean? Improper farming.
Improper farming techniques.
Yeah.
Yeah, so improper means incorrect or wrong or not good. So, and then farming techniques would be strategies or ways of farming. So maybe there are, in developing nations, they don't have the resources to farm properly, so maybe they kind of do it improperly. Yeah. Good question.
Yeah, yeah. Like what?
I'm trying to think of an example, and unfortunately, I don't know much about farming, but if I were to guess, maybe something like maybe how food is harvested. So maybe if you're growing corn and you need to harvest it in a special way, maybe you need to remove all of the roots or something. But if you don't have the tool to do that, you might remove only half and leave the rest to spoil.
Yeah. Actually, I watched the video about the injection for the chicken. You know how to the injection for the chicken. They change the feature of the chicken by inject the chicken. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of it. Yeah. It's illegal, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, that would definitely be a farming technique,
Yeah.
injecting animals with hormones. Yeah, good. Really good. Anyone else? Any questions on this paragraph?
Nope.
Awesome. All right, so a volunteer to read paragraph 2 for us. Or we'll just go right down the line.
I can.
Wonderful. Okay, go ahead, Alexander.
How much food does your favorite restaurant waste? Restaurant portion size are getting larger by the day. Children almost never finish their meals in restaurants. Business workers are often the worst offenders for wasting food in restaurants. It's easier to disregard food waste when you are footing the bill. How much food do you think gets wasted at all-you-can-eat buffet-style restaurants?
Wonderful, excellent. Good. Questions on the language in this paragraph?
Footing the bill.
Yes, very good. So this is an idiom that means paying the bill. So if you're footing the bill, it means you are paying the bill.
Okay, disregard.
Disregard means to ignore or to not pay attention to something.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Yeah, great.
Yeah, how about worst offenders?
Good. So the worst offenders, an offender is someone who does something wrong or who breaks a law or breaks a rule. So the worst offender are those business workers who are not paying for their meals because their business is paying for their meal. Good.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, great. Any other questions on this paragraph? Great.
No.
Sorry, why gets wasted instead of just wasted?
Because of the type of verb that waste is. Let's see. So you could, instead of gets, you could say is.
It's like I forgot. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is one of our. We use get sometimes to mean is. Get is a very tricky verb in English because of how we use it.
Oh, yeah, I understand. It can grammatically correct. It would be is, but you can use gets instead
Yeah,
of is. Yeah, yeah, I get it.
exactly.
I forgot. I forgot the rule.
Well,
Just
great question. That's a tricky one, so really good. Does anyone want to take a guess to answer that question? Of course, we probably don't know, but I imagine a lot of food is wasted.
Yes, exactly. I think that most people eat a lot when they are at a buffet restaurant or something like that. They can eat much more than they eat.
Yeah, yes.
Too
And
bad, yeah.
yeah, and those restaurants have pressure to always have food on the buffet. Um,
Yeah.
so I
I,
imagine they throw out a lot.
yeah, I think that open buffet is bad for your health, so you can eat a lot of food and maybe you don't read it, but you eat a lot. I remember that when I was in UK, I ate at a restaurant at an open buffet and I eat a lot because I paid 10 sterling, so I can eat anything by 10 sterling pounds. So I eat a lot, yeah.
Yeah, so it's double bad because we eat too much and
Yeah,
then tons is thrown away. Yeah, wonderful.
yeah. How about you?
I'd agree. I'd agree. I think they probably waste a lot of food. And I also don't like buffets because you wind up overeating. You feel like to get your money's worth, you need to eat as much as you can, and that is not healthy. So I don't like buffet style restaurants, really.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, good. Amir, do you want to read paragraph 3 for us?
Okay.
Okay.
According to a US study, 90% of Americans throw food out prematurely,
Mm-hmm.
prematurely due to confusion about food dating. Most packaged food comes with a best before date. Even a bottle of water has an expiration date. Do you throw out food the moment a best before date passes? Many people incorrectly believe they will get food poisoning if they eat food that has passed a use-by date. While your food may no longer be as fresh as it was when you bought it, it will likely be edible for a few more days or weeks. Developing nations have inadequate storage means that food spoils much too soon. In fact, in poor countries, food often spoils before it leaves the farm.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much for reading that.
You're welcome.
Um, and
It
any
has a lot of,
questions on this one?
yeah, a lot of questions
Hello.
here.
Good.
Yeah. I think that the highlighted word is very important here. Prematurely,
Mm-hmm.
irritable, inadequate.
Yeah, so all those bold words. Good. And these bold words, they all have, there's an activity here. I skip the vocabulary because I never know. Sometimes you all come to class with very high vocabulary, and I don't like to waste time. So that's why I address vocabulary as we go along, so that we're only talking about the words that you need to learn. So prematurely means like before it's ready. So pre means before, and prematurely just means early or before it's ready. Their definition would probably be too soon or too early, prematurely. And then edible means able to be eaten. So if something is edible, you can eat it. If it is not edible, you can't eat it. And then last over here, inadequate means not sufficient or not good enough. Yeah, their definition will be inadequate.
Good enough
Yeah.
to eat it. Number.
Yeah, so inadequate is not good enough. So the storage isn't good enough and the food spoils.
I have a question. Word prematurely. Could it be changed with as hasty?
Not in this sentence, though they mean very similar. Hasty.
It's about maybe more about decision. Yes.
Yeah, hasty is something you're doing very quickly without attention, without paying attention. Prematurely, the best synonym would be early or too soon.
Okay.
Yeah. Great question. Great question.
What's the negative form of edible?
Inedible. Inedible.
Inedible. Okay.
Yep. Very good. Great question. Good. Any other questions on this one?
I have not.
Good. I know that this is very common in the United States. I had one roommate who refused to drink milk after the date on it, but the date on the milk was the sell-by date. So that's when it needs to be sold from the store, and it still has at least a week that it's good after that. But my roommate would not drink her milk after that sell-by date, so she wasted it quite a bit. Great. So let's go to paragraph 4, and it is Oleg's turn to read.
Okay, I'll try. Food waste is bad for the economy as well as the environment. Water, land, and energy are wasted on producing food that never makes it to our mouths. Produce that doesn't look edible due to the abnormal shape or a size is left in the field. This discarded food rots instead of being composted properly. Approximately 10% of greenhouse gas comes from food that is ground but not eaten. Should wealthy nation pay for a food waste tax?
Excellent. Great. Thank you very much. Nice reading. Questions on the language here?
Composted.
Yeah, composted is, let's go to their definition. It's when you put food like in the ground or break down. Yes. So to break down organic material and reuse. So if you're composting your food, you're putting it back into the ground, and it gives nutrients to the earth then, instead of just rotting on top of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Anyone else? Other questions?
Greenhouse gas.
Yeah, good. Greenhouse gas, that's the bad gas that's destroying the environment. Here's their definition. Something that traps heat in the atmosphere and contributes to the greenhouse effect. So the greenhouse effect is when air is trapped, warm air is trapped in the atmosphere, and it's causing global warming, or it's one of the causes of global warming, major cause. Good question.
So, how about abnormal shape?
Let's see. Abnormal shape. So if an apple is dented, it has an abnormal shape. So ab means the opposite. So not normal. So not normal shape. If a potato is too lumpy, or if a carrot is crooked, it may be left in the field because it doesn't look edible, or it won't sell in the store. People won't eat it because of the way it looks. Good. Good, all right. Any other questions on this one? All right. So this paragraph ends with a pretty interesting question here, the end of the article, in fact. Should wealthy nations pay a food waste tax? What do you think?
Interesting question. I have no idea.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to say. I know that my country, the United States, is probably the worst nation for wasting food. But should we pay a food waste tax? I don't know. Maybe we should, but I hope I don't have to. At least right now.
I think in our grocery the food already enough expensive for.
Yeah. To add another tax onto food might create some challenges.
Excuse me, do they have already a waste tax in the United States?
Can you say that again?
Does the United States have already a waste tax nowadays?
Not that I am aware of. In fact, most states don't have any taxes on food. And I don't know if there's a tax for restaurants or something for wasting food. I don't know. I do know they do have to pay for waste removal. So getting the garbage taken away, restaurants have to pay for that. Yeah, good question. Anyone else? Any thoughts on a food waste tax?
To be honest, I disagree with this point of view because most people waste a lot of food, so they lost a lot of money. So why do they pay for waste tax?
Yeah, I don't know. I both agree and disagree in a way. I do think if wealthy nations are causing harm to the earth, I think taxes can be helpful to go to research and to go to repair the damage that's being done. So I do believe that wealthy nations should take responsibility for the damage that they're doing. But for food, everybody needs food to survive, so putting a tax on the food itself, I don't agree with.
Yeah, yeah. I totally agree with you on the first point of view because the wealthy nations make damage for the environment, they should pay for to fix it or improve it or something like that.
Yeah, definitely I agree with that. There should be some responsibility and some reparations. Yeah, great question. All right, let's go on. Again, there's a lot of vocabulary work. If we have some time at the end, we'll come back to that. But let's continue with the discussion. Do you think food waste will still be a major problem 20 years from now?
It's like the last movie, Interstellar.
Yeah, say more.
Yeah. Frankly speaking, I think yes, it will be really most bigger problem for us because we see the population of our planet it's grow every year, and we haven't a lot of food to corner to feed everyone.
Yeah, good point. The population is always growing, and that's going to add to this problem. Yeah. Good. Anyone else?
Yes, but I think that developed countries like Japan find a lot of solution uh, to fix this problem and find solution for recycling plastic bags and the garbage or something like that, and they like China as well. They find a way to collect garbage and they define them I think three categories like paper and plastic and I think they are other garbage. They recycle it and they improve them by chemical ways and maybe they use it in improving land in farmers or something like that.
Good. Yeah. So it's possible that there might be some solutions coming to light in the future. Good. How about Alexander or Anna? What do you think? Will this still be a problem 20 years from now?
It's possible if government don't take solution about this problem. I don't know if they have to pay a fine tax. I don't know. It's true, but they have to take solution about that because due to the crisis we have all over the world is really harmful to go waste so much food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there might be some changes to that in the future, but it does seem like food waste might continue. And yeah, I don't know also if there is anywhere that taxes as a solution.
Yes, all of this in order to avoid that the problem can keep on along the life.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, good comments. Um, Alexander, any thoughts on this?
Hard to say. In 20 years, maybe nothing changed, and still be waste of food.
Yeah, so you think it will still be a problem, most likely.
Yes.
Yeah. Um,
Maybe in far future, maybe something change. Although now there is 3D printing.
mhm.
Also, these appliance already can print the food, meat, for instance. So in future,
Really?
yes. This machine make meat for hamburger. It was maybe a couple months ago, maybe more.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea that
Google
3D
it.
printing
Google it
was
later.
was looking at printing food.
Yeah.
That
In
sounds,
future, maybe it will be um, conclusion. Oh, no conclusion. Maybe help to evade of this problem.
yeah, that's
If you
really
need food,
fascinating.
you printed it, and that's it.
Yeah, so then you
You printed
wouldn't waste as much.
how much you needed.
Oh, okay. That's fascinating. Yeah, that sounds like that might kind of be a game changer for food waste. Really interesting. Um, Good. How about let's go then to question two. What can the average person in a wealthy country do to reduce food waste? There's a lot of things we could do.
For example, in my opinion, they can give away to charity foundations and people in third world that because they need all food, all kind of food, all
Great. Yeah.
instead of go waste, of course.
Great. Yeah. So the average person could start giving some to charity, um, rather than throwing it away. Yeah, I love that idea. Other things a person can do.
In this case, I think you should start from yourself. First of all, you should count food consuming and don't buy a lot of things that you don't want to eat. And the second, you need to start some sport, some physical activities to become more slim, to more healthy. In these cases, you won't buy unnecessary food and will eat only healthy things.
Yeah. Yeah. So at the individual level, we can stop buying more than we need, and also pay attention to our health so that we're eating healthier food and less food. Yeah, great. Good. And Amir or Alexander, what do you think? What can we do?
It's easy not buy many food, but I think for wealthy people, they just don't care. They buy many foods, and if it needed, they just throw out it.
Yeah. without regard to the damage that they're doing.
Yeah, when you have very many money and very few time, you don't care.
Yeah, definitely. I think
it's easy to throw it up than maybe give it to someone, or I don't know.
Yeah. Someone's values might, if they value their time most, they may not care about wasting if it saves them time.
Also, there are people I know that appreciate it and do not spend much money on food.
Yeah.
Not because they are greedy. No, just because when they wasn't be wealthy at start, so they know what it is be without food, what food. So they appreciate opportunity to buy food.
Oh yeah. So some people appreciate their food more than others, especially if they've experienced hunger in their life.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Amir, any thoughts on that?
Sorry?
I was going to ask Amir. He hasn't answered for this one yet. Amir?
Yes. And the last question?
Sure. We should probably go to the last question. We're running out of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hamid, what can be done with food that is not fit for human consumption?
Good, thank you. So this would be the food like the abnormal shape and size food, or food that maybe has some insects in it, but harmless insects.
Composted. That nice word that I asked you before.
Yeah, excellent. Compost it. Yeah, use it to go back into the earth and improve the quality of soil in the earth. Yeah, good. What else? Anything else you can think of that could be done with food that isn't fit for humans?
No, I agree with the idea of Ahmed.
Yeah, I agree as well. I wonder though, I think some of that food might be fit for animals. I don't know, but sometimes maybe it's not good for humans, but it could still be good for animals. Like, for example, hay. Humans can't eat hay, but horses can and cows can. So maybe some of that food could go to animal feed as well. Okay. Good. All right. Anyone else? Any comments on that?
No.
All right. Yeah. Well, we are just about out of time. So this was an interesting discussion. I hadn't thought much about food waste, and there were some pretty surprising facts in there for me about how damaging it really is. So I hope you found it interesting as well and maybe learned a thing or two. And I do have a class starting again in 3 minutes. Are there any other final comments or questions? Anything at all?
Oh, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Stephanie. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you all. Great participation. I hope to see you all again in another class very soon.
Thank you,
Bye,
teacher.
Breda.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.